There you go. Thank you. Welcome. I want to start just by connecting to breath and softening belly. So there's this sweet, effortless descent of the breath into the abdomen, which is and includes the back of the abdomen. So let's just start there. My sense is that there may be a common misperception that when we begin a breathing technique, maybe we have the notion that it should be effortful and super rigorous and should require lots of muscle work. And while that could be true, there's also the technique of allowance, right? Which is really letting go and having that courage to soften. So we're connecting to our breath and we're feeling our abdomen soften. So breath can be felt below the ribs. So while we could do this for the next hour, and maybe sometime I will do something like that, this softness of belly, let it help be an effort gauge for you. Okay? Just a reminder, if you tend toward overdoing, this softness of belly, this softness of core will be your call back to another state that we can practice. Okay. So softness. Let's sit up, knee pile, left knee over right to start. And we'll begin with some alternate nostril breathing. We'll work these without any holds. And that way the abdomen can remain in flux, can remain this dynamic, undulating creature that it is. So let's start with the right hand. Thumb, close right nostril. And again, softening the abdomen. So as you inhale, and feel that sweet, effortless descent of breath into the back of the abdomen. And then a simple switch. The ring closes the left nostril, the thumb lifts up, right nostril open, exhale out right. So I do engage the low belly muscles to exhale, but again, it's sweet. There's nothing that needs to be rigidifying in this abdomen or this breath work today. And we inhale through the right. And exhale out the left. Let's do a couple more breaths like so, and then we'll switch legs, switch hands, switch sides. Just inhales to exhales, alternate nostril breathing. The softening aspect, softening the belly, feeling the belly soften in breath, is a really important piece to reinstating a sensitivity in the gut. Right? It's true that just so many of us can have a lot of things going on in our gut. And while this may not necessarily solve those issues, it can go a long way to helping us at least establish a relationship with our gut. So after about that fourth breath, just at your own pace, change your knee pile, change hands. I'll do 4 more breaths on this last side. Alternate nostril breathing, no hold, soft belly. Softening the belly may be one of those moves that we're repeating and remembering 1,000 1,000 times in our practice, so be it. Each of these remembrances helps bring a new pattern of noticing, a new pattern of awareness into our body. All right. All right, good. And then we'll place the soles of our feet together, working, unlocking the hip. All right, so I bring my left hand to left thigh. My right hand is beside my right hip. Now again, with a belly focus, a belly breath focus, maybe my pressures and my setup necessarily lightens. I'm just going to try very, very light. Feet active. Inhaling to feel the abdomen soften. It's a little bit of a reaching, like I'm telescoping my feeling into my sit bones. And then exhaling, with light or moderate pressure. As I press, my suggestion is, am I soft enough to feel a lifting, a lengthening of my mass, my torso, up and away from my gut and sit bones? So we're telescoping the breath and our awareness in and down. And then as we release, maybe there's softness sufficient to expand and to grow. Let's stay with it for 2 more breaths. The breath and the feeling awareness sink inwardly and downwardly. Depth. And from that depth, maybe we find a release that allows us to expand, to uncompress, to reveal. Release. Come up centrally. Inhale, press the palms out to the side. Exhale, reach out through your littlest finger, then your ring, then your middle index thumb. You're now made a fist. And pull the knuckles down. You can bend the elbows. Some people get a little better move by tipping the elbows down. Let's do that again. Inhale, open up the palms to the sides, spreading the hand bones, foot bones while you're at it. We'll keep those feet active. Exhaling, reach out through pinky, curling it in, ring finger, curl it in, middle finger, curling it in, index and thumb, pulling the knuckles, even the elbow joint slightly down. Last time, inhale is the opening move. And then exhaling, curling them up, making a fist, pulling the knuckles down. Getting those forearm muscles to contract, the Popeye muscles. All right. And when we open up those hands, we'll go to the other side. Right hand on right thigh. Left hand beside left hip. Okay. So if your wrists get fatigued rather easily, then all the more reason to go ultra light. So bringing even more feeling awareness into your body and even less physicality. If you're not sure what the abdomen is doing, check out what your jaw is doing. Because the jaw muscles, the mouth muscles, are intimately and deeply linked to the gut. The mouth, as it's related to the gut, is really about what we let in. What do we allow to nourish us, to reach us, to be absorbed by our guts? What do we allow to become our very, blood cells and magnetism and electrochemicals? And neurotransmitters? And let's ease up and off of that right thigh. Use both hands, help the legs together. All right, we'll be setting up frog lifting through. If you require some additional support, please set up next to wall. Otherwise, we'll lie on back. If you need to see the setup, I'm demoing that, just really simple, feet on wall. I might put my feet on my wall if I'm protecting my knee, or if I want to work even more delicately and with more finesse, and feeling the abdomen, letting the abdomen be softer, less physicality. It's going to be super helpful to know how to remove layers of effort in order to feel and listen more deeply. Inhale into the abdomen, into the low belly. Now, if you want to stay really soft today, just leave the head on the ground. That's perfect. And the rest of us, if we like the efforts, we can lift the head up. And then exhaling, shift the tailbone. And feel the outreach of each thigh. And then drawing the low belly down. Inhaling, can breath descend into the abdomen and into the back? Genitals, hip sockets, pelvic floor. Exhale. Use a little bit of foot pressure. I'm not bridging up. That's a whole different thing. But I'm just using my foot pressure, as foot pressure will create some activation through the pelvic floor and the hip. Pull low belly down. All right, let's keep going. Frog lifting through. We'll do 5 more, and let's do those on our own. There's a whole different degree of activation that necessarily happens when we raise our head off the ground. This can be really good. This can be really disadvantageous, depending on what you're working with in your belly, with your belly. Mm-hmm. And when you've helped the legs together, it looks like we're all right about there. Remain lying. We'll work twisted root abs. Now, if you're next to a wall, you can keep using the wall. You might have to adjust your spacing a little bit. Cross the right knee over the left. And if going further, right foot may hook behind calf. Okay. So there's a little bit of give and take in this abdominal here. If you raise the head, the abdomen works more, yet it helps the back stay on the ground. Okay? If you want your back to stay on the ground and you want more softness in the abs, then you're a good candidate for using the wall. I'll show you again this way. So let's interlace the hands behind the head. And you always have the option of working this exploring the soft side of this by leaving the head down. Right. Inhale, I'm going to lift the head and shoulders up. And then exhaling, feeling if the tailbone shifts. And I'm pressing my thighs, my inner thighs, one into the other. More like the back of one thigh, the back inner of one thigh, pressing the top inner of the other. Pull low belly down. And then inhaling, letting some of that abdominal contraction go. And exhaling, using a little leg pressure, pressing one into the other. So you may feel that right into the hip crease, hip socket. Pull low belly down. Inhaling. And then exhaling. If you're using the wall, what's really sweet is that one little toe can just elicit a pulling down motion, and there's way less effort. Again, the benefit of less effort is that it can help you feel more subtly You can hear the whispers of the body. Let's do 2 more here. Inhaling into the abdomen. There's a little bit of softening. Less if you're holding the head up. And then exhaling, pressing thigh into thigh. Drawing the low belly down. Inhaling into the abdomen and into the back. And then exhaling, using your inner legs, creating a pressure, an activation in the inner legs as you exhale. Drawing the low belly down. All right, let's release by unwinding. Okay. If you've never done these with the wall, I recommend at some point, like, it doesn't have to be now, but at some point it's really nice. It can show off some areas of the hip that maybe we didn't know were places we could feel. Right. So now we've got left knee over right knee. We'll go hands behind head. Again, want to stay a little on the softer side, keep the head down. Just work the leg pressure. If the effort is fine for you, I'll talk us through lifting the head up. Inhale, lift the head up. The abdomen engages, the neck engages. Exhale, use leg pressure. Press one into the other. Does the tailbone move? Pull low belly down. Does the low belly move? And then inhaling, letting up on the leg pressure. Now, because I have my right toe on my wall, exhale and elicit this pulling down action. And the nice thing about pulling down is it actually disengages some of that hip flexor stuff, so some of the efforts around the hip that might be muddying our sensitivity. If you have an ottoman, you can put your calves up and just feel what a pulling down action nets you. All right, let's do 3 more on our own. If you would like for me to do an entire class or series where we're just doing really soft abdominal work, I'm open to it. Just let me know. And I won't introduce any more effortful components. And when you release, unwind, turn to a side. And let's set up for some dolphin. So we'll go elbows and knees. Place the forearms out. Push the earth. Inhale into sides of ribs. Low ribs. Toes curled under. Exhale, let's press the knees off the ground. This is dolphin. How is softening the belly for you here? Is that a possibility? Let's just say we have about 3 breaths to explore. We're in a different orientation. Can you feel the breath moving through a soft belly? Do the ribs move? As you exhale, is there any softening that allows you to lengthen the sit bones away from your intestines, away from your diaphragm, your heart? And this is more about an internal softening than a voluntary muscle movement. Right? If our body perceives there's somewhere to go, we may find that we have that capacity to go and to move in that way. All right. Let's set the knees down, taking a rest. Two things at the wall. So I hope you have a little section of wall. We'll be working chest opener in Warrior 1. And in these few moments, just ask us if we want to explore just the vulnerability of the front side of the body. Okay. So often we'll get in here, and if we want to strike a really like strong stance, we may really whip up the efforts, the legs and the muscles and but I wonder if, can you still feel that softness of abdomen? And does that softness extend to permeate and impart its fluidic gifts into the heart and the chest? Our intention today is just soften, soften, soften. And we're using the abdomen as one of these anchor points in which to enact that. All right, let's release this side, turn 180 degrees, and we'll do the other side. Once you've established your Warrior 1 stance, that internal softness, you may have to circle in on it, you may have to just keep playing and feeling like, how does that go in my body? How do I enact that? Very good. Some of you are getting that foot connection. Very good. Right, right. Some of you will get that really, you're very astute. The tightness and the softening, the ability to soften the abdomen, may be directly correlated with the feet, your connection through the feet and the ground. Yeah. Release. There's a lot of foot that we can bring into that, for sure. I was just playing with the like volitionally disconnecting from feet and reconnecting to feet, just almost like throwing the light switch on and off. And it was really interesting to feel. It was almost like creating the beginnings of an anxiety-prone environment. And then when I connect the feet, it was like dissipates. Anxiety-prone environment dissipates. It was a really interesting experiment. So now when we face the wall, we'll be working flash prep in shower. So I go forearm and I go palm. I have left forearm on wall and I have my right palm on my wall. The position of right palm on wall is so that my right forearm is parallel with the ground. This lets me pull my right elbow down, feeling wrap in right shoulder. And then I press the wall, moving sit bones away from my hands. The question may come up, should my spine be a right angle to the ground? It may be. It's possible the shoulders don't quite accommodate a right angle, so you might be a little larger than a right angle, but we won't be smaller than a right angle. And you might want to move your feet forward just a tiny bit, Marissa, so that you can lean or reach your sit bones back. Yes. Yep, that looks really great. And as you're sending that left forearm forward away from the sit bones, you're reaching, there it is, there it is. So under these circumstances of suspension or traction, how does that feel, that deep belly softening breath? Belly soft, belly soft. Soft belly will lend itself to softness and tenderness of the heart. Let's switch sides to give the shoulders a rest. Right, Brett? So when I switch sides, my right forearm goes to the wall, and my left palm goes to the wall. My left forearm is parallel with the ground. So my shoulder blades are moving independently around my rib cage. Now that we start to introduce this wrap around the ribs, now that we've introduced a little bit of this, the lats getting stretched, that softness, breathing and feeling breath sweetly access the back of the body, the lowest ribs of the body, the abdomen, may have been slightly challenged by this position. So bring your, your left hand down, Marissa. So your elbow will be off the wall. Yeah, pull that left hand down more. Keep going, keep going. There you go. So now when you pull that left elbow downward, you'll feel the wrap. Gotcha. And release by stepping forward and standing up. All right. The twists, the wrapping will become just gradually more significant or effortful. So that connection to our breath, that connection to our softness, so vital. Truly life-giving in that softness is conductance itself. Right? Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the left foot back. When we set the knee down, you apply padding if you love it. Twisting lunge. Exhaling the left elbow over the right. Softness, softness. That's our home base. Home base remembrance. How do I enact that? Inhaling, unwind, set left hand down for easy twisting lunge. Draw the right arm up. Now, exhaling, as you reach out through the right hand fingertips, start to lay back. So you're getting both that belly opening and that chest opening. Belly softness is not the same as belly distension. Right? It's not that I'm just pushing my abdomen way out in front of me. In fact, I'm filling and inhabiting my abdomen by filling and feeling my back, the back of my abdomen, the lowest ribs on the back. Reaching back a little bit more. That's it, Marissa. That back aim is, I think, really a sweet move. All right, that's nice. Inhale, bring the right hand down that you may step your left foot forward. Stand. Left hand, grab right foot. Now, if this standing twist is a little challenging, you can always latch onto the thigh. That will make the twist less twisty. Okay. I'm grabbing my left hand to my right foot. I'm still turning or twisting this same way. I reach my right hand toward the back of my mat. Woo. So those twining vine legs, they help out here. I know it's a little bit of a reach to imagine that twining vine leg activity, but if you have that that connection, here's where it makes a lot of sense. All right, inhaling, unwind. We'll set that right foot down. Exhaling, step back, downward dog. All right, turbo dog. Keeping the hands pointing straight ahead. Okay? Getting a good thumb meat. It's like the drumstick meat of your thumb. Getting that part of the palm pressing into the mat. Begin to bend your elbows. And now wrapping both shoulders. So I'm not just pulling the elbows down, I'm pushing the rib cage up. Inhaling, draw the right foot off the ground, lifting it, sending it back, away from your elbows. So I'm sending both elbows away from sit bones, lifting both sit bones away from elbows. And in these new conditions, how's that softening now? How's that belly remaining soft here? Let's remain in turbo dog, set that right foot down, and we'll change sides. Left foot raises up, reaches back. I dare you to explore having a soft belly here. You can use your leg muscles. You can use all those prime movers and the serratus and the chest muscles and the shoulders. You can use all that. But can we do it without clenching our inner organs? All right, inhale, step the left foot forward, and we'll set the right knee down. Padding is nice. It's optional. Twisting lunge. Exhale the right elbow over the left thigh. There's a jaw-belly connection. So we get into these twistier places. You may be able to feel that jaw-belly connection in a new light. Easy twisting lunge. Inhale, unwind to plant that right hand down. Exhaling to draw that left arm up. And so here, soft abdomen, leading in to a soft, rather exposed left side of heart. Okay, how do we know they're exposed? You'll check and you'll know what you're allowed to feel, how much feeling sensitivity you have in and for the belly, in and for the heart. How much we're allowing ourselves to feel will have a strong correlation with how fluidic, how breath responsive our body feels. Right, inhale, let's bring the left hand down that we may stand for a twist. Stepping the right foot forward, our right hand shall grab left foot. Straightening or reaching out that left leg. I'm using my twining vine thighs. Reaching the left hand back. Okay, and just to know, those twining vine thighs, how you are pressing and squeezing, that leads all the way, like right into the hip socket area, the groin, the inner groin. And inhaling, let's set that left foot down. Exhaling, we'll step straight away into downward dog, stepping both feet back, both hands on ground. All right, Bakasana. If you want to practice jumping, you can practice jumping your feet right between your hands. You can also practice jumping your legs atop your arms. Okay, so just any amount of practice is totally great. Shins to high armpit, Bakasana. One, we'll raise the heels. Shift weight into those wrapped arm shoulders. Or two, taking the feet up. You can have a soft belly here. I'm actively lifting sit bones away from hands. All right, let's set or step the feet down and back, downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, placing the left knee down for head to ankle prep. So I've brought both my hands to the inside of my right foot. And I'm first just relaxing the neck and reaching the elbows down, like I'm wrapping the shoulders, just like I did my turbo dog. I'm turbo dogging my elbows down. Now, some of you will find that this is rather easy to get your forearms down on the ground. That's fine. You can always encircle the right calf with your right shoulder. Now, when we unwind from here, just remember that left hand next to the right foot. We're moving into a flank stretch. So it's just a little pivot. I'm pressing off my left knee, pivoting my toes in the same direction, and then re-grabbing my left hand to my right ankle. Same move, I'm just lifting off my knee. Yep, you got it, Mercy, you got it. Left hand is right, grabbing right ankle. Okay. Okay, so I'm pressing out through the legs. This can be done vibrantly. This can be done physically with effort. I may feel a great deal of stretch through the left side lung ribs. Can I still feel an internal softness? So even if there's all these pullings and activities and circumstances, can I still find a quality of softness through my gut and core? Inhale, we'll release that ankle. Walk the hands centrally. Heel toe the feet together. Okay. And there's one more side. I'm coming real close to time, I know. Bring your hands onto your thighs. There's one round of Uddiyana. Inhale into the abdomen. Swiftly exhale everything out. Getting totally empty, lower the chin. Draw the belly back. And release. All right. Make a very simple switch. Our left foot becomes the front foot. I'm just going to step directly into it. Head to ankle prep. My right knee is down. My left foot is forward. Hands are down. Reaching elbows down. If that's simple for you, you may encircle the left calf with your arm and shoulder. For me, this kind of pose like such, this head to ankle stuff, it illuminates the backside of the ribs and the abdomen. It's like not quite front, not quite side, not quite back, but like right in between them all. So I get some practice breathing into that right side and back. All right, now when I release, we're working that flank stretch. So we press the right knee off the ground. Pivot the feet so they're pointing same direction. And we're reaching right hand for left ankle. When we don't want to feel something, when we're refusing information, relational information, environmental information, noise, whatever it is, to refuse information requires that we use tension. That's not to say all tension is the refusal of information, but to refuse to bring something into our body for processing requires tension. Release. Walk hands centrally. Bring feet under your hips. Have a seat. And let's take Shavasana. And as long as you feel comfortable, right? You'll recall when we take our Shavasana lying, belly to sky, heart to sky, right? We're lying in this kind of uncovered, open to the elements position. And so even here, we may just check in and feel how much can I truly soften the abdomen, the diaphragm. Under the heart. When you're ready, bend knees. We'll turn to a side. And help yourself to seated. Namaste.